Welcome everyone. Today I'm gonna talk about something that very important in our life and maybe is the most dangerous disease in our community. Now, in this moment, you will think that disease is something like COVID-19 or something else like that, but in reality it doesn't like that. No, I am talking about bullying. And also you will ask me why bullying is the most dangerous disease in our life, which targets our children and our youth. First, I would like to share with you some of statistics over these years. According to Center for Study of Disease, approximately 45,000 deaths occur due to the death every year. And according to ABC News, approximately 30% of our students are victims to bullying by other or bullying by themselves, which for every 100 suicides attempt there is one successful attempt. And now after you see or after you listen all that, you will ask me, how can we protect our children and our society and our community and our children from this disease? Firstly, I'm Abdullah, I'm 16 years old and I'm a student at Outstanding Secondary School for Boys in Anambar. To protect your children and your youth and your community, you should listen carefully with me. Firstly, we should know what's mean of bullying, and after that, we will know what's the different types of bullying that exist in our community. And after that, I will give you some of preventative solution that you can form it to protect your children and your community. First thing, we will know what's mean of bullying. Bullying is ongoing and deliberate misuse of power in relationships, repeatedly verbal, physical, and or psychological behavior that intends to causes physical, psychical, and or psychological harm. It can involve an individual or a group misusing their power or perceived power over one or more person who feel unable to stop it from happening. That's what I am talking about. That is the general bullying, but we want the school bullying. School bullying, like bullying outside school, context refers to one or more perpetrators who have strength power or more social power than their victim, and who repeatedly aggressively toward their victim. Now, we should know what the different types of bullying exist in our community. The different types of school bullying include: number one, ongoing physical; number two, emotional and or verbal aggression; number three, cyberbullying; number four, sexual bullying. And sorry for that, but I must tell that bullying even exist in higher education. And now we will know how to control of bullying. To control of bullying, we have two main methods are employed controlling bullying. Number one, prevention, and that's mean acting before something happens. Number two, reaction, and reaction mean acting when something is happening or has just happened. Now we will know the preventative solution, and it may include: number one, education, and I mean in that point to give lessons in different places like mosque or even in school. Number two, restriction or recording device, and that belong to families. Number three, security technologies, and that's mean to put camera in different place in school, like in class or in schoolyard. Number four, guards in the school to watch everything that's happening in schoolyard. Now also we have two types of school bullying. Number one, direct bullying. Number two, indirect bullying. Now we should know what's mean of direct bullying and what's mean of indirect bullying. Direct bullying refers to an open physical or verbal attack on a victim. And indirect bullying is more subtle and harder to detect. And it's including number 1, social isolation via, number 2, intentional exclusion, and number 3, spreading rumors to defame the target character or reputation. Now, we will discuss the different types of school bullying, and we have number 1, physical bullying. Physical bullying is any unwanted physical contact between the bully and the victim. This is one of the most easily identifiable forms of bullying, and I will give you some example like fighting or hazing, hate looks, inappropriate touching, kicking, punching, poking, hair pulling, or punching or pushing or slapping. We also have spitting or stalking. Now we have emotional bullying. Emotional bullying is any form of bullying that causes damage to a victim's psyche and or emotional well-being. And also, I will give you some examples, like spreading malicious rumors about people, number 1, number 2, ganging up on others, number 3, ignoring people, like the silent treatment, or pretending that the victim are not existent, and number 4, provoking others, number 5, belittling or saying hurtful things, which are also forms of verbal bullying. Now we have the verbal bullying. Verbal bullying are slander statements or accusation that causes the victim undue emotional distress, like foul language or profanity direct at the victim. Now we have cyberbullying. Cyberbullying coupled with the increasing use of computers and the internet. The use of such technologies and social media has moved some of bullying from the schoolyard to the internet. Students who are cyberbullied have, in many cases, also been bullied in other way before, like physical or verbal at school. Now we have the five types of school bullying, and the last one, sexual bullying. Sexual bullying is any bullying behavior, whether physical or non-physical, based on a person's sexuality or gender. That's all I have today. Thanks you for listening. I hope you enjoyed.